Do not fear childbirth. That's the easy part. There is no epidural for motherhood. Being a mom to multiple toddlers at one time should be classified as an extreme sport. Go ahead, judge me. Just remember to be perfect the rest of your life. These are a few of thousands that are out there that expresses what new moms feel when you judge them. Hello, beautiful people. You're welcome to my channel once again. My name is Gloria, and you're welcome to RIA'S cabin. In today's vlog, I will be talking about being compassionate to a new mom or to mothers in general. Some dictionary has defined being compassionate as showing sympathy or concern for someone. Okay, now I want to also use empathy. So it's not just being compassionate. Empathize with people. Empathize with moms, new moms. Empathy means putting yourself in the shoes of others. Once in a while, it's needed. If you think you're a pro, okay, continue to be the best. So for me, such videos may come up as the spirit leads from time to time. But today I'm just going to talk about just about 5 things that I've listed. Number 1, don't judge. You're not in the shoes of that person. You don't know what the person is going through. Especially a mom. Don't ever judge a mom. Don't. Because you don't know what she's going through. If you think that what the person is doing is not right, it's best that if you're an elderly person, you correct in love or with love. You say it nicely. Oh, this is not how you carry a baby, or the neck, it will affect the baby's neck, or you're not supposed to rub this thing on the baby, it's not healthy. Correct with love, just give a good reason. If you are like same age bracket, or you're like age grade, yeah, that's the word, you suggest, you don't demand, oh, this is not how you do it. Oh, no. If it's an elderly person, you correct. But for someone that is age bracket, try and suggest. I think it will be better like that. Like, you're not the mom, you're not the dad of that child. If at the end of the day the parent doesn't want to take it, leave them and go with your advice. As long as it's not harmful to the mom, it's not harmful to the baby, leave them. The thing is, as time goes by, they would learn. Experience is also the greatest teacher, isn't it? Number 2, please don't ever body shame a woman, especially one that just had a baby. Don't even body shame anybody at all. Don't body shame at all. Don't even add that to her list. She's already dealing with being a new mom. And please don't call someone else's wife fat. The fact that your wife has recovered fully, maybe your wife had a baby as well, your wife bounced back immediately, doesn't mean you should look at another person's wife and say, you are fat. Oh, please, even if it's a joke, don't say it. It's not the best. Who knows, maybe her husband likes her the way she is, right? So it's just general word of advice. So please, let's just be careful what we say. For example, my first son, I lost the weight like that, but my second is not the case. Do I love my new body? Oh yes, I do. So please, let's just be careful how you don't know if the person actually likes their body, their weight, and then you start putting them in a position where they feel like, am I ugly? Am I this? And please, who came up with the idea that being fat is ugly? So please, let's just be careful, right? It depends. One man's food is another man's poison. Rather than say, oh, you're looking fat, just say, wow, you're looking beautiful. For me, I try to truly and sincerely appreciate the person. So if I'm appreciating you, know that I try to make it from a genuine place. Remember, God sees the heart and not the physical. So it's not just what you say, it's your heart, your thoughts, right? So I try to say, oh, you're really looking beautiful. If you're looking slimmer and I feel like, oh, you used to be maybe a more rounded person, I'd rather say, you're looking a bit slimmer. Are you okay? If the person, oh yes, I'm fine, then well, the person is fine. Take their word for it, especially if you're not very close to the person. Take their word for it. The person may be fine, So rather than saying, oh, you're fat, let's say you're looking beautiful all around and nice. If you are close to the person, you're looking more curvy, and please don't go and say that to a person's wife, someone's wife. Thank you. So just rather than using negative words, right, just try and curb your tongue and use the right words. Don't compare is my number 3. Don't compare, please, guys. Comparing two human beings is like insulting nature. Nature is unique. There's no two DNA that is the same. Even twins that came out on the same day, they are not the same. They have 2 different characters. Even children that are born by the same moms, they have 2 different characters. So don't judge, don't compare any 2 human beings alike. And for the moms or for the individuals, I know sometimes it's not easy, especially when you're fighting with your own insecurities and all of that. If you accept it, right? I think there's a statement that says, what I say is not the problem, or how I said what I said is not the problem. It is how you take it. So sometimes we are the ones that give consent to people. They've said their word, but then we'll go back and regurgitate and start thinking about this thing. So did they really say that? Am I really fat? And then you start questioning your husband and putting your husband in hot spots. Now, that's another one. Husbands, please, like I said, don't compare your wife to someone else. Your wife, especially after having a baby, your wife may not be losing the weight as soon as possible, but she has other areas. Maybe she's top notch in taking care of the baby. Before the baby cries, she has handled the baby, she's breastfeeding the baby, your baby is growing very fine and fresh. She's cooking for you. Like, the fact that she's lacking in one area doesn't mean she's lacking in all areas. Remember, there's no perfect human being. So please and please don't compare. And even when you're speaking as ladies, women, please, let's also be more encouraging to ourselves. Women, I know that it's just this rivalry all the time amongst women. Let's just be more encouraging to others. You don't go about and say, oh, when it was my turn, I did it like this. It was really easy. Somebody even told me, hey, in fact, let me never bring this up. The fact that you had maybe a more difficult birth doesn't mean that the person whose birth, remember, no birth is easy. As long as you birthed a child, it's not easy. It's just the grace of God. So the fact that you had more difficult birth doesn't mean that the person whose one was quicker or easier or came earlier did not do any job, right? So the fact that you can get on your feet even after having a major 1 or 2 incidences or experience doesn't mean that the other person is having it any easier. And remember, comparison is a thief of joy, right? Yes, once you compare people, you've automatically taken their joy, even at that moment. Even though the person is not giving you consent, right, to deal with their insecurities, you're already stealing their joy. So please be careful. Always salute moms and tell them, Mama, you're doing a great job. Do you know how amazing it would be, especially when you say it randomly? You just say them, well done. Some persons, they've never had a child before. There's this thing, my friend used to say that sometimes it is until they experience it, they would never know. So if they don't experience it, they will never know. For example, experiencing fatherhood, motherhood, you will never know. You may think you are a tough person until you now experience motherhood. And you'll be like, is this how soft I can be? Is this how I just love someone so much? I never knew I could love someone like this. Now, this is for our husbands. This is into no particular husband, right? But please don't bug us too much. If you see that the house is messy, you came back from work late in the evening and you see that the house is messy, just accept us the way we are that day. Maybe we are too tired, especially when you have other kids around. If it's not just even one kid is work alone, let alone having multiples. So please, if you come in the evening and you see that the house is messy, please, if you can pick it up, if you can pick up and clear up a bit, please do. And it's all about empathy and just putting yourself in the shoes. I've seen movies that the husband comes back and feeling like, oh, there's no food for me, there's no this for me, the house is rough. What were you doing all day? You've not even had your bath. Look at your hair, look at your this. And then the wives will pretend that, oh, maybe they are sick for 24 hours. And the house is in chaos because husband cannot really handle it. Women, we are blessed with multitasking, but sometimes you just want to relax. You're just tired. You don't know if that day was a bad day. Maybe the child just kept crying and nothing she did could console the child. Or maybe the other younger one is just jumping around and shouting and, just being unbearable that day. Please take us as we are. Don't bug us. Just be more compassionate to us. And you don't want your wife to go and be crying in a secret place. She needs, if she's crying, you need to see her tears and console her. Not that she will not be crying because of you, especially husbands. Please. Today is hush hush. This one, this is lastly, this is for visitors. If peradventure you called, right? First of all, you called on a video call, and you maybe in the background you saw that the house is messy. Don't judge, even in your heart. Don't judge. The Bible says, judge not that you may not be judged, right? Let's just be compassionate and then put yourself in the person's shoes at that moment. Even though you're a neat freak, I bet you when baby comes, you will have 1 or 2 sleeps here and there. One huge way of being compassionate is using encouraging words. Another word you can use to encourage a mom is, well done, you're doing well, God bless you. Thank you so much for taking care of these children. Have you not heard of women that kill their children? Depression, it's real, but by the grace of God, we keep praying that we will not get to that position and we'll never get there. But depression is real. So why do you want to add suicide add to the list of people that committed suicide? Why when you can just be nice and just be kind to people? You know, some persons may not even commit suicide by the grace of God, amen, but you can destroy someone's life just by the words you speak. How compassionate are you, and how empathizing are you to people and people's experiences? Be mindful with your words.